All right. Can you also see my screen clearly, please? All right, the screen is clear. Okay. Okay, so we have been talking about all the trading, and we have not really talked about this particular aspect of trading, which is very, very important. And it is important that we learn how to trade this particular way. How many of us knew about? How many of us is aware of a news called the non-farm payroll news? The non-farm payroll news, because so that we can take advantage of the next month's non-farm payroll news. Okay, how many of us are already trading the non-farm payroll news? All right, Benjamin, Joel, not Victor, not okay. Now the forex market is down at the moment, so for me, for the past few days, I have not been concentrating my attention on trading currency pairs. Even the volatility market right now, if you go into the market, you may just be eating your money gradually, because volatility market is somehow, because of the holiday, the spread is very high, and they are actually looking for stop losses. They are looking for how to get money out of people's pockets. Now I would say the market is being manipulated. So for now, I'm just giving myself a break on trading volatility index because of holiday. Even the forex market, if you look at the chart, if it were before, by this time you've seen people like Europe. This is Euro USD. The Euro USD is a good currency pair, and by now you'll be seeing a lot of movement. But because of the holiday, look at yesterday. This was yesterday's candle. Indecision, so much indecision happened, no much movement. No much movement. Look at, so we are going to learn this particular way of trading. I'm on the 250 sell. Okay, that is good, Joel. The market is somehow, me, I'm just watching the market. Going to do as if it's going up, the next thing is going up. It will do as if it's going down, the next thing is going up. So the market is somehow, you can make money, of course, but you just have to be very careful on how you are trading the volatility index at this moment because of, let me see what is happening here. Okay, this is 75, what we analyzed yesterday. I expected this to happen because this trend line, you can see the market touch this trend line and immediately it reversed. Immediately it reversed. So these trend lines are respected. Look at what happened. I've not been watching this market since yesterday, but I wish I was not watching this market when they touch this trend line. If someone has placed a sell limit here, look at what happened. After touching this trend line, market turn back. To tell you that market respect these lines, all these lines, you can comfortably draw these lines. Anybody who tells me that these lines are not respected is not a trader. If you know how to draw these lines perfectly as a price action trader, you don't need an indicator to tell you when to place a trade. You don't need indicator to tell you when to place a trade. Look at it, how price respected all this line. So if you are trading channel, this is what they call channel. You would have literally placed your sell here, take your profit down here, place a buy. After this candlestick, put your stop loss down here, below the trend line, take another profit here, sell like that. This is how to trade the channel. Look at what happened. Price moved down for a nice pullback to this level and then touch this trend line. The only time you are supposed to sell is when price come back here to touch this trend line here. And price touches this trend line and nicely price moved down. And yesterday too, there was this line I told you that price will touch and bounce back, but it's like a prophecy. When you know this touching point, it's like a prophecy, but sometimes it may go against you. It goes against you, fine. Look at this. This place, right? Price actually touched this blue line. Let me turn it to red so you understand how these lines are very, very important. Now, price touched this line, went down to this way. So if someone was asking if you can put a sell limit, and I said yes, that sell limit would have worked perfectly. Before price has to respect this line first. Market moves down. If you look at smaller time frame, let me put it on a smaller time frame now. Let's see the level of movement on this particular candlestick. So these lines are very, very important. Look at the movement. All right. Look at the movement. Price touched this down, that trend line. This place here, price moved down before started going up again. So this person would have made money. Then look at this trend line being respected. Like a prophecy being respected. Bam, as it touches the trend line, nicely price came down. It may even touch this plate. If it has to go, if this is a downtrend, it will continue like this. To continue like this till maybe someone can take profit. This zone, and this zone. But I'm still watching this market because this market to me now is somehow is very, very volatile. It's just behaving somehow. So I'm not in a hurry to place a trade right now. All right, that's for volatility index. So let's look at currency pairs and let's know how to trade currency pairs. So there is a news called the non-farm payroll news. Let me write it so that we can trade this news. Really good morning. Combine it with our technical analysis. We can also, some people trade just this news. Some people, I know people, a lot of people that trade only this news. There are traders who trade only this news. Let me write it. I'm coming right to so non farm payroll news. All right. So now, before what you want to do before the news comes out, you have to go to this place called Forest Calendar. This calendar is your friend. Anytime you want to place a trade, this calendar is your friend. You can use this calendar. You don't know how to use it. Let me show you how you can use this calendar before you place any trade, whether the non-farm payroll news or any trade. Before you place any trade, you must come here and see what is happening. Now, if you look at this place, this option, you click time. Once you click this, you can set it to your time zone. All right. Look at this one is Western Europe time, Lisbon, Casablanca. This is our own time zone. So you have to choose this Casablanca so that any device you're using, if you're using phone, you have to set this. Otherwise, the time will make confuse you because every time zone has its own calendar time, and every device too got to be set before you can enjoy, understand how the time works. So you click setting. You click setting, and then the next thing you want to do, you still go back to your calendar. Look at this place. Next, this small basket, look, this green stuff, all right? You click it, and you will see the currency pairs. These are the currency pairs I am trading, so I have to click them. Anyone you're not trading, don't click them. Now, these are the event types that you need to: growth, inflation, employment, central bank, bonds, because I am not trading bonds. I didn't add bonds. Housing, consumer survey, business survey, species, MISC, okay? These are the things you need to click. Then here, only use the currency pairs that you want to trade. Only click the currency pair that you want to trade. Now, this red, let me come down so you can, this is very, very important. Before you place any trade in the morning, check your calendar, what is happening on that day on any particular currency pair. Now we have high impact expected, which is in red, medium impact expected, which is in brown, low impact expected, which is in yellow. This ash color is non-economic. This actual pending, it means that the news has been released, but it's still pending. So what you do now is, as you come back to your filter, You filter only the red, which is the high impact expected. You click, you unclick. These ones are, if I click all these ones, you'll see that, let me click and show you. Apply filter. You see how noisy the whole chart is, the whole calendar is. That means you are going to be seeing all these plenty news activities, but you don't want to do that. You want to click only the high impact expected, which is that red one. You unclick this, you unclick this, you unclick this, you filter. Now, the calendar is going to show you only those news that will affect the currency pair. So before you come here, you can see what the things are written down: actual, forecast, and previous. This previous is the last event before this, right? This was the previous event, the previous activity, because these are recurrent events and species. This one is forecast. What the market makers, what people are forecasting about what will happen. So if it is in red, usually it means that this forecast is actually bigger than this one. When it is in red, it means that the market, the news is not good. Green usually signifies a better news. The actual, yes, that VIX is, we look at it again before we close. This is supposed to be a sell signal after the formation of this 2 hours candlestick, right? But look at what happened. That's why I say for now VIX is somehow to me. After this retest, this is supposed to be a sell, but for now I don't. This market is just being somehow. Otherwise, this is supposed to be a nice sell. You can put a sell stop here. Then if you don't want to be greedy, take your profit on this zone here. But look at what happened immediately after this candlestick form. Market start moving up again. So let's just be careful with this right now. You can hold. Just keep your fingers crossed, because it does not respect those our predictions at all. Even you see a very good entry point, before you know it, it will just fling you away. So I think they know what they are doing this time. They know what they are doing right now. So before the news, before that non-farm payroll news, you must have come here. News usually starts 1:30 our own time. That is when the US, New York market open. You come here and you see that the news will be okay. Let me show you what happened the last time. The non-farm payroll news. Okay, let's not go back, but let me just show you how. Before you trade the news, come here and see. Usually it's on Fridays, first Friday of the first month. First Friday of every month, rather, is the news. So what you do is you come here and you see the time, 1:30 our time, but in New York you'll be seeing is New York 8:30 p.m. a.m. rather. So once you come, after checking the time of the news, you go back to your Euro USD. It's very Euro USD is one of the best traded currency pairs for that news. The currency pairs that move the market with that news is Euro USD, Euro USD, USD GPY, USD CAD. These currency pairs that contain the USD dollar, they usually move during that period. And also the ones that also are correlated, somewhere like Euro GPY to move. So what you want to do now, there are two methods you can trade this news. One is a very aggressive method. That one is very aggressive. You can make money quickly as possible. The next is the one that you trade with ease. You don't stress yourself because of news. All right. So let me talk about the aggressive method on how to trade the non-farm payroll news. So before that 1:30 our West Africa time, I don't know your time zone in your country, but I know some of us are not in Nigeria, some of us from other countries. You have to go to your time zone. Look at New York time, 8:30 a.m. New York time, and check your time zone with New York time. Once you have gotten that time, New York time, 8:30, to your own time, like in Ghana, it should be 2:30 p.m. I think so. Like in Kenya, uh, it should be 3:30 or so. Kenya is 2 hours ahead of Nigeria. Ghana is we are 1 hour ahead of Ghana, something like that. So what you want to do now is to here's my trend line. If you can learn how to trade only this, you make money from the market without even checking your charts every single day. Wait for every first Friday. I know guys that does this only. Now, let's say the price is here before the time, before 2:30, 1:30 a.m. This is the market. Price is here. What you want to do is to put your buy stop, because either way, this is your pip measurement. Look at this. Those of us who want to learn how to use TradingView, this is the measurement of pip, date, and price. You pick it from here, place your phone, look at here, you drag it or up or down. When you drag it down, it's 81 pip. When you drag it up like that. So from the price, from the point of the price before 1:30, maybe like 1:20, all right, you must have set this in at least, let me just say, maybe like 6 pips. Or if some brokers may not allow you to place 6 pips, let's just say 10. All right, because this market moves in 20, sometimes 30 pips movement when it won't happen. So once you've gotten that number, you now place your sell stop. This is 10 pip, all right? Lower, you place your sell stop. Then this is very aggressive way of trading this market. But you have to also minimize the risk. Some people, because of this news, they will use big lot sizes. But you have to be very careful because it can also wound you if you are not careful. 10 pips, if you can do it 7 pips. If the broker allows you to do 7 pips, fine. The pip should be small. Now, if the news, for instance, this is Euro USD. If they say the employment change is going to be 250K, maybe last month was 250K. The employment is about the people that are not in the farming industry in US. So there are now this news every month. How many persons are not in the farming industry and all that? So if it is high, it is good. If it is lower, it is bad. So if it is high, for instance, if it is bad, if the news is bad for US, for this Euro USD, it means that the Euro USD will be going up. If it is bad for USD, that means it is bad for the currency. That means the Euro USD, US dollar will be going down for a while. Maybe like 20 pips, 30 pips for that minute, it will just flash. Market will react to this news. Now, if it is bad, it means that as you are placing your sell stop, if it is good rather, that announcement, Joel, I just talked about okay, let me go back to that announcement is here. All right, before that news, you must have come to this particular website. This is Forex Calendar, Forex Factory. Look at the website, forexfactory.com calendar. You come here, I showed you how you can set your time and everything. So before 1:30, let's say 1:20, you are set. You are set for this news. This is a very big day for traders all over the world, every first Friday of the month. If you can learn how to trade only this news every month, you'll be smiling home every single month. I traded it last month. I traded it almost all the month. So let me show you how to trade it. It's a game. of gambling here, but it pays. So now, this is the news. This is the current price. This is like 130, 1 120, 120. Then before 130, you come here, maybe like 10, or let's say if your broker is going to allow you for 5 pips better, so that you can cash the move immediately because the market moves sharply. No, you are going to put a buy stop. You're going to put a sell stop now, so that in case the dollar, the news is bad for the dollar, in case the news is good for the dollar, that means the euro USD is going to be going down for like 20 pips or 30 pips, sometimes 15 pips sharply. So your buy stop will trigger immediately. If your buy stop triggered, you'll be watching the market. You don't need to close your phone as the news is, as they are now the news that 1:30 p.m. If it is bad for the if it is good for the US dollar, that means the euro USD will go down immediately, maybe like 20 pips or 30 pips. So you are going to be watching as it is going down. That time, some people, they will increase their lot sizes to standard lots. People that wants to make quick money, but it's very risky as well. So as you are doing that, as it triggers, immediately your sell stop will trigger. If it is good for if US dollar is good, the news is good for the US dollar, immediately market will react to it. Immediately 20 pips, 30 pips, or sometimes 15 pips. If it's not too strong that day, 15 pips. So you just take advantage of that quick movement. So what guys do is that they will increase their lot size to a standard lot. Maybe they have good account anyway. So they will have all these South Africa boys, what they will do, they will increase their lot size. That day you see them, they are like in a bar or in a trading room with big lot size, maybe 5 standard lots because of this news. Some people buy their car on that day. Some people want to marry on that day. That's what they do every month. So what you do is to make sure that your what is called entry point is not too far, that your pending order point is not too far from the current price. Like 5 pips is not bad if the program allows you better like this, or 8 pips like this, because usually it does not move more than few pips. So if the broker allows you like this, you are going to measure with your position, with this your calculator. So you see the number of pips you are using. As you place a sell stop there, you leave it. Now you go to a buy stop, still maybe like still the same level. All right, buy stop. You place it, no stop loss. You don't have this trade is not a trade of stop loss, but just proper risk management by knowing the kind of loss size you're using, so that in case of anything, you don't go against, you don't lose all your money. So now you're going to place a buy stop and a sell stop, and you'll be watching the market. As the news is, if it is good, if it is bad for the US dollar, immediately the market will react and market will go up. US will go up for a while, maybe 30 pips, 20 pips, 15 pips, 30 pips. As it's going up, you too, you are watching your money. You are watching your money, you are watching the listen. No, usually one will usually one will activate. If it is good, it will go one direction first. That's why you have to be very smart as well. You have to be very smart, so that, because when it goes that direction that the market is reacting to, for instance, if the euro USD, if it is good, if it is bad for the US dollar, it means that the euro USD will go up a while. So you are watching your chart and you are watching your this thing. You are with your phone to stop the trade. So if it is bad for US dollar, it will react 15, 20 pips. So you just take advantage of that small movement. As you are seeing any sign of, because immediately it will flash back again. So what traders do is that they trade that flash movement, collect few pips and close their trade. Then they now trade, because as it flash up, because the market is bad for the US dollar, it will come down again. So that is number one way. So I say, what if it is bad Yes, I will come to that. I will come to that, Joel. Does it respect strong? I will come to that. So now you take advantage of that flash movement. All right. You just take advantage of that flash up and that news reaction, that 15 pips, few pips movement, and then you close your trade. That is number one way of trading it. Then number two, this is the best. This is I like this. This is not like gambling. This other one is like gambling, and there is a lot of tension in it. But people trade it. People who have mind to trade it, and they are successful trading it. This other way is not more like a gamble. This one is like somebody said, well, Joel said it can never be bad for both currencies. Charisma, I don't understand. I don't understand what you mean by that, Charisma. So now, the other way of trading this particular news is this. This one. Before this particular penny order, you have to bring your. You don't need to use one day and order. What you are going to use is a lower time frame, like the 15 minutes or even 5 minutes for that. If you are trading that buy stop buy limit, it's going to be with a lower time frame, a very, very lower time frame, like 15 minutes or 5 minutes. You can even bring it to 5 minutes time frame. 5 minutes time frame. You don't have to watch it so that any pullback you are closing your trade. For instance, like this, you're watching closely, you have placed your buy stop, buy limit, then you just watch with your phone closely with your hand. Now that is the first way of trading it. Let's look at the second way of trading it. This thing is very awesome. If you can learn this, tell me, combine with your technical analysis, you will make money from the market consistently. Okay. Yes, charisma, you are right. It can never be bad for both currencies. Okay. All right. Okay, now you can see the key turning points. All right. Now, the other way of trading it is this. This second way, you have seen the key turning points in this market. These are called support, supply, and demand zones. These zones are where the big boys, the money makers, people who are banks and the federal governments of the federations are interested in. These are points where they usually sell because they have discovered that this is a very strong point. And how do you discover this point? Like I told you before, you go to your weekly chart, you see that these points are respected. These points are respected. You see how these points are respected. So once you have discovered this point, when you want to trade your non-farm payroll news, you come. Now, I want to ask you guys, without looking at, without somebody telling you when price touches here, when price is approaching this point, what do you think? Is it place is turning point, or do you think market will turn from this place based on what you have seen in the past? Do you think so? Now, price approaching this zone, right? So, do you think price will? Okay, yes, price will turn. If you turn down, good. Price will turn down. So now, before that non-farm payroll news, now you have clearly identified the turning point. So even if price is here, you know that price may still move to this up first. It may likely turn or break through the zone. So what you want to do now is before the non-farm payroll news comes, you have to look at the daily time frame to know where price is normally turning. If it is here, if price is on this zone here, all right, if price is on this zone here, even if the news comes now because it has already reached the turning point or is approaching the turning point. Even if the news move, for instance, it's Euro USD, and the news says it's bad for the USD dollar. If the news say the USD dollar, what maybe the employment rate for this month is lower than last month. Because when the employment rate, the non-farm people, the people not in the farming industry, if the employment rate is higher than the previous month, it is good for the country and it is good for their currency. But if the employment rate is lower, which is bad, it means that the US dollar, this Euro USD, would go up for a while, maybe 15 pips or 20 pips movement for a while. You make that sharp movement. But as far as you are seeing a turning point, all right, now if this market moves for a while, just for a while, because it's bad for US dollar, all right, know that market will always turn back from here. So people would want to make more money from this economic news. They don't, most people, they will just leave this flash 15 pips movement. They will leave it because they have already discovered the turning point that it is going to be here. So whether the news is bad for the US dollar or not, they are looking at their sell from this angle. They know that the price may just come up for a while, but as its price is coming up for a buy for a while, all right, they will place their sell here on this zone. And that sell would last very long because it's a turning point. It does not matter whether the news is bad. The news only reacts few minutes. Okay, let me see. Joel said, do we know if it's lower or higher from the forecast? Talking about the employment rate. Yes, if it is higher, like now, if the employment rate, let me show you the calendar again. Let me check if I will see the last month, the last month. Uh-huh. Okay, now I'm trying to check. Okay. Now look at it now. Non-farm employment change. All right. This last year, the last one was 260K. It was bullish. It was good for the currency. It was better than the forecast. The forecast was 181K. The previous was 156K. So in this scenario, 266K is a very good news for the US dollar. It means that this was on the 6th of December. So let's go to trading view and see what happened on the 6th of December. On the 6th of December. Let's see what, oh, this is volatility index. Let's go to trading view and see what happened on the 6th of December. On the 6th of December. Okay. We'll look at the time and see what happened on that day. This day is on the 6th of December, right? Let me circulate. This candlestick is on the 6th of December, but let's look at it on a lower time frame so that we can see what happened. Let me see. On the 6th of December. Okay. This is on the 6th of December. Let's look at the time. Let me look at the time. 6th December, 6th December. 6th December. Okay. This is 1 o'clock. This is 2 o'clock time. This is 2 o'clock candlestick. This is 1:30. Okay. This is okay. Let me go for 30 minutes. on the 6th of December. This is 2 o'clock, 2:30. This is 1:30. No? This is okay. This is 1:30. This is when the news happened. Where is it bearish? Yes, sir. It's going to be bearish because look at where the news happened. The news happened here. The news happened here. These 30 minutes. Let me bring it down to 15 minutes. See what will happen there. Let me put it in. Yeah, the euro will weak now. The euro will weak. So this is it. Let me put it into blue. All right. Now let's go down to 15 minutes. This one is the 1:30 candlestick, right? Let's go to 15 minutes. Look at that. Look at what happened. Look at what happened. This is no. This is where the market was, right? Immediately after the news, this is what happened. The market move. Let me see how many movement. The market to react sharply. Okay, this one it didn't move much, but after this minor pullback, look at what happened. The market moved down in 46 pips. After this minor pullback, because people react to the market, the market moved down. So what some people do is that once the news happens, some people don't like to trade that pattern I told you. They will just wait for this flash movement, then they will trade the flash. They don't trade this flash, right? They will allow this phase to die. Then they will now enter the market later. Like now the market move down, quickly move up a little bit, then later nice movement to this down wave. This was as a result of that news. The news was the cause of this particular movement. You know why that movement happened? Let me go to the higher time frame. Where is that place? So okay, I think it's somewhere here. The market moved down. People collected profits. Then before the market came down to the top. So if you want to trade the other way around, you can allow. Look at the turning points. Look at this turning point. If the price is near this turning point, know that if the news is bad for the US dollar, that means if the news is bad for the US dollar, right, the Euro USD will go up for a while. But remember that it is a turning point. So market will always come down. Don't follow the people rushing to buy and keep buying even after this zone. No. Just take your profit. You can wait for this flash to happen. Let them sell, all right? But if it is bad, right, for the US dollar, it's supposed to be going down. That means you are on the right. If it is here and it is bad for the US dollar, that means if you are selling, you're on the right track. You can sell very well. But if it is good for the US dollar, it means that, what am I saying? If it is good for the US dollar, if the US dollar is good, it means that the Euro USD will be falling, right? Now, if it is bad for the US dollar, the Euro USD will be shooting up. So even if it is bad for the Euro USD, for the US dollar, Don't follow that news and begin to think that you keep buying. It will always turn from here because this is where the market has always turned from. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. Please, are you getting me at all? Do you understand? If the currency, if the news is like this in this scenario now, the news, this is good, right? This means that the Euro USD will be selling. So if the price is around this area, after that flash, it will continue to sell because of it is the turning point. It is close to the turning point. It will continue to sell because the dollar is strong. But if okay, somebody is not really understanding. But if the dollar is weak, for instance, if instead of this year forecast was 181K, but if it happened to be maybe 140 lesser than expect forecast, it means that the dollar is weak. And if the dollar is weak, it's expected that people who are jumping into the non-farm payroll news will make quick money, 15 piece, 20 piece movement. But don't allow that movement to deceive you. Look at the turning points. Market will always turn from where it has always turned from. This is a major supply and demand zone. That is what I'm explaining. What am I explaining? Buy, sell, sell. Even if the price is the USD dollar is 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 uh, is weak, the USD dollar is strong. Rather, no, the USD dollar is weak. It means that the euro US is supposed to be going up. Even if the USD dollar is weak, don't follow this flash movement going up. Always think of selling. So you'll be looking at daily time frame to know this turning point. You cannot bring down to a smaller time frame like 4 hours for your entry or 2 hours for your entry. In forex, I like to enter with 2 hours, 1 hour, even 4 hours. So you'll be looking at these places as the turning points to enter. Once you see a formation like this, you know that it's a turning point toward the downside. This usually happens after that Friday. Now, this kind of formations happen on Monday morning when New York open. You will see that price may go up for a while because the US dollar is weak, but because it has reached the turning point, price always turns from that place, goes the down direction, which is the normal turning point. That is what I am trying to explain. So that is the two methods on how you can trade this. But one, that one is a gambling type. You can place your buy stop and sell stop few pips, maybe 5 or 6 pips below and above the current price. The news is good for USD dollar. It means that your buy stop, your sell stop is going to trigger. If the news is bad for the USD dollar, your sell stop is going to trigger. Abi? If the news is good for the USD dollar, it means that your sell stop is going to trigger. But if the news is bad for the USD dollar, it means that the euro will be having more strength. So your buy stop is going to trigger. But after that movement, always from Monday, you know that price must have reached a turning point. So look at this turning point and sell. Have a good formation and sell. It will give you nice movement than that flash rush movement. So did you guys understand how to trade it down? You understand it now? Okay. This is every first Friday of the month. Every first Friday of the month, 1:30 a.m., 1:30 p.m. our Nigerian time. You can be trading this market every first Friday. Just master how to trade this. You won't. Once you've mastered this one back, you won't even bother yourself with what is it called? Every day looking at charts. Just master it. Try it with demo. Practice this thing. These two things I've explained so far, right? Try it with demo. The first Friday, the next Friday, you try it again. try it for like 4 or 5 Fridays, 6 Fridays, all right? That is for 6 months with demo, and see how it works, so that once you have mastered how to be collecting this money, you can be relaxing from go to your job, go to your businesses. Then every first Friday, you know that that is your trading day. That is the day of celebration because you've mastered it. Mastered it with the demo first. One is a gambling type. I call it gambling because that one is like prediction. You don't know what you're doing. You're just putting it anyway is your way. The other one is look at the turning points. Even if anything happens, always follow the turning point and place your decision. Make your trading decision based on those turning points. All right. Okay, you need to watch it again, of course. Now let me show you one thing that usually move the market as well. If you are trading the euro, the USD currency pairs, you have to look at DSY, is US dollar currency index. All right, this is how this thing look like. Look at the daily time frame. You can draw your support and resistance, your trend line with DSF. What does it mean? Now, these are turning points. Look at this. This is a turning point. Whenever price touch here, it is that price usually turn from here. Look at this turning point here. You are going to use your weekly or daily to know these turning points on DSF as well. So the DSS work like this. If the market turns, look at now, after touching here, market turns back. Look at this turning point. This is a major turning point, all right? Somebody say, what of the currency pair was at the support zone and the news was good for USD? Yes, that's what I'm saying. If the news is good for USD, it will just look at this very good question now. Somebody said, how can we recognize a turning point? A turning point are these zones. Victor, that's a very good question. Let me answer this question before I talk about the. So this is okay. Okay, let's say Victor, this is now the turning point. Historically, you can see that this is a turning point. All right, this is a support point. Now, because this is a support point and price, that news, because the news is good for the USD dollar, it expects that the price will keep going down also. But after that flash, that 15 pips flash, 15 or 20 pips flash, all right, 15 or 20 pips flash down as if it has broke through the zone, right? You feel the market will turn back to the upside after that few flash. And that is where you want to jump into the buy, because that flash will not last. That is just market is just reacting to the news. 15, 20 pips movement, all right? And that is where most people will jump in and collect their profit. But immediately they collect their profit, because it is a normal turning point, market will drastically go towards the up direction. So if you are still selling at that point, you will lose your money. That is when you are jumping. You just jump out of the market with that few pips. 10, 15 pips, you are lucky. Jump out. Know that the market will reverse immediately. Maybe it will consolidate for that Friday, on Monday to reverse to the upside. But most of the time, even that Friday, immediately after that 15 minutes, price will begin to go to the upside, which is the normal turning point. So your profit, your target should be buy, not sell. It does not matter whether it is good for the USD dollar or not. It only respects that turning point areas. I hope you understand what I've explained, Victor. All right, so let's look at. Okay, Let me just keep this. You can see how you can open multiple charts with TradingView. Just tradingview.com. You don't have to download any app if you're using the phone. If you're using the laptop or even phone, you can just be let's look at. Okay. Now, what you want to do now? I want to change to. You are freeing up spaces in the top left for chat. Let's take a mini button. We are moved to applicants. Wait, carry a while ago. So now the video will be posted immediately after, and I'm going to post yesterday on and today's on. All right. So now, so you click DSY. DSY, because you are trading dollar, you need to know what is happening with the dollar. Dollar DSY respect zones too. Now it was $96, 96, that's $96. Now it has moved. This is where it has always come from. This was a flash, this was a fake out. Immediately it got down here, it moved up straight. You can see that this is a turning point. You see, here it became a resistance. It broke through the resistance, and became support. Now. So now once you see that price is approaching this zone, right? It means before it was coming down. Whenever this thing is coming down, you see that the Euro USD will be going up. Now look at today's candle. Today is red, right? This is red. And DSA, let's see what DSA will say. DSA is showing you green. It means that when this USD dollar is going up, then the Euro USD will be going down. So whenever you see that the Euro USD has approached or got into a zone, a support zone, you should know that most likely it may turn from here. It can break, of course. So what you'll be doing is to look at, if it has touched here, it means that then maybe the Euro USD was going up. The Euro USD was going up until the market touches here. It means that the Euro USD will be going down as well. Look at this day. This was 13 December, right? This was a very big movement, down movement. Let's see it on the DSS. 13 December. 13 December. 13 December. Okay, you can see that on the 13th December, the dollar index was bullish. It was bullish, strong bullish, right? Now let's look at the Euro USD. So look at the Euro USD. The Euro USD was seriously bearish. It was seriously bearish. And look at it. Look at the zone. This is a zone, right? It was on a zone. Now look at the euro. Look at the dollar index. It was on a zone. This was on a zone. It happened on this zone. As it got to this zone, the market started being bullish. It pushed the price up, since it has been consolidating. That means that this price, this movement now, right? This price will come to this point. This is where it will come before it may turn, because this is on a zone. So it means that the Euro USD will keep coming down. Euro USD will keep coming down to this zone. So you have to be checking the DSY and as far as you are trading the euro currency pair, right? Especially this Euro USD, they move together. If you can understand how to draw this your zones with DSY, and then be checking your dollar index all the time before you place any trade on Euro USD currency pair. The first thing I want to do is to come and check my dollar index. What is happening on my dollar index? Is it bullish or is it bearish? If I see that dollar index has touched a turning point, I know that the Euro USD is going to be falling, because like this now, it has been falling, right? That means the Euro USD was going up. Look at it now. It was going up. It was going up. It was going up until this 13th that it touched the point. Look at, if somebody said, good morning. If somebody said he's not going to master this zone, the person is not a trader at all. All market respect this supply and demand zone. These are where the banks and other financial institutions are interested in. And you want to find out this zone with a higher time frame. Don't go to the 1 hour, use higher time frames. 4 hours, 1 week. You can go down to the smaller time frames for entry purposes, but look at their zones from these higher time frames. It gives you a clear direction about where the market is going to. So that is how you can trade this non-farm payroll news and then combine it with your others. Yes, then you can also be using DSY rather, to make your trading decision. This is technical, right? So guys, this is what we have to talk about today. I pray that from next month you are going to be making money with this what's it called, non-farm payroll news. But like I keep saying, we are going to be going. This is Friday, and our next class for advanced students. This is Wednesday rather. Our next class for advanced students is supposed to be next week, Monday. But that next week, Monday, we are going to be going for holiday. We are going to resume for January because we have to. Next month, let's say from next month, from first, second week from January, market will come back. Of course, I will send this video. Thank you. Compliment of the season. There you go, John. So, guys, I want to encourage you to keep on doing what you're doing. See, what you're doing to yourself right now is the best thing you're doing. So many people, so many of our friends are using this time to either gossip about the government. They are using this data. They have to watch meaningless videos on the YouTube and Facebook, but you are using this data to invest in yourself. This is the best thing you're doing to yourself. You may not see the result of what you're doing. Trust me, you may not see it. Even people will be laughing at you. They say, what this guy is doing is wasting his time. It may look as if you're wasting your time, but believe me, what you're doing is going to, you are sowing seed of greatness for yourself, not just for you. Well, whenever we change our lives, we change the lives of other people around us. Your generation, people around you will benefit from what you're doing to yourself. If you are not making profit today, it does not matter. You are learning. You see, you are like a bamboo tree. A bamboo tree is a tree. There's a tree called the Chinese bamboo tree, and the Chinese bamboo tree takes a number of years to grow. It takes years to grow, like 5 years to grow the Chinese bamboo tree. And the period of growing this tree, it is not easy. So a man that was growing the tree, every day he keeps watering his tree, nothing happens. You come the following day, nothing happens. He was doing these things for good 5 years, nothing happened. And people are like, what is this guy doing? Is he wasting his time watering a garden with bamboo trees? Nothing is happening. They say, look, you're going crazy. Stop this thing you're doing and do something else. The guy said, no. Now, after 5 years, 6 weeks later, the bamboo tree all of a sudden become 80 feet taller. And the question is, did the bamboo tree grow in 6 weeks or in 5 years? The answer is in 5 years. All those while the bamboo, he was watering the garden with water. He was watering the garden every day. People were laughing at him. He was actually building, the bamboo tree was building its roots. It's building. People were laughing. But when the thing became tall, people said, how come this guy became so rich with this garden, with these beautiful things? People begin to envy him, begin to ask him, he was a lucky man and all the rest. So now you are like a growing your roots right now. You are growing your roots. So grow your roots strong as possible. Whether you're making money or not, it does not matter. You are growing. You want to become just a tree that it will fall with just one breeze. A little breeze, you are down. No. Now you are growing your roots. That is why I encourage you every single day develop this greatness that you have in you. There is an unlimited power that is lying in you, a genuine that is lying. You are like a bamboo tree. Keep on growing this tree that you have in you. Don't give up. You may have challenges. You may have even blow your account up. That's but don't give up. Don't you ever give up. What Churchill said, success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. The more you become upset, the more you allow this desire to be great to dominate your thought, irrespective of your failure. Your success is guaranteed. Trust me. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before he discovered electric bulb in his day and became rich, one of the richest men in America. It does not matter how many times you have failed. It does not matter how many times you have lost money in this business. Sometimes you lose all your capital. You fund again, you lose. You fund again, you lose. Don't stop. That losing is just a sign of something great coming your way. Don't give up on your dream if this is what you have said is your dream. Don't give up. Keep on doing it. You get it right. Trust me, you will. Don't be in a hurry to get it. No. This is something that will pay you for the rest of your life. So every single day before you go out of the house, listen to something very positive. I tell you every day that I wake up every 4 a.m. You will not believe this. That's what I do. Every 4 a.m. when I wake up, I will start reading by 5. I'll be reading till 7 a.m. I will now start listening to something positive before I'll come to this class. Every single day I do it. In the evening time, I will read before I will sleep. I want you to form this habit. It will pay you for the rest of your life. Form the habit of always reading. Reading. The more you read, the more you understand the business. If you want to become an expert in this business, you have to be a reader. A reader, you must read. All successful people I have studied all over the world, they are all readers. They read every single day for their life. So let reading and learning this skill become your food and water. You have negative people around you, get rid of negative people. Negative people, I call them negators. They are like vampires. They are emotional vampires. You have to be careful with them. They will pollute you, right? They are pollutions. Don't go close. If it is your family member that is a negative person, you have to spend less time with that kind of person. Anybody who becomes negative, so critical about your vision, about your goal, you have to be very careful with those kind of people. I'm not telling you to begin to stay away from people, but be careful. That's what I mean. Be careful. Because the more you spend time with negative people, the more they affect you with their negativity. And you begin to behave like them, talk like them, and you end like them. So avoid them. If they are your friends, stay away from some of my friends that are negative people. I have stayed away from them completely. Some of my colleagues too. I don't. Hello. See, I only talk with people who are positive people. Now I make friends with people, mentors, people that can help me to grow. My mentor used to say, Les Brown, he said, if you have 9 friends and they are all broke people, you become number 10 broke person. So choose your friends wisely. Your time is your most valuable asset. Don't waste your time. Poor people waste their time a lot. They spend time in doing things that doesn't have value. But I'm so happy with you guys because you guys are using your time wisely. So every day, let your days be calculated. Plan your day ahead. Write your days on paper. Plan it on paper. It means that in as much as you have your monthly goals, yearly goals, you should have your daily goals. Write your daily goals down, plan your day on paper. By 9 o'clock, what am I going to do? You already have the calendar, the timetable of these classes. By 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m., you're already on this class. So you write it down, 7:30, forest class. From 9 o'clock, what am I going to be doing? From 9 o'clock, you write it down. That is the power of time management. If you learn this skill by writing your days on paper and follow them through, you become one of the richest men on earth. Trust me. It might not be immediately, but you become rich because you do only those things that have value. You don't have to play with even 1 minute of your time. See, your time, you can lose your money, you get it back. You can lose your house, you can get it back. But your time, if you lose your time, it is gone forever. Never, it will not be back. So poor people, they don't know this, so they spend their time, they waste it, they play a lot with their friends, they use, they gossip the government, they gossip their friends, they watch football, they watch movies, they're always doing things, they are going to the internet, chatting with girls, chatting with men, and all that, no value. They murder this time every single day. And if you see them at the end of the year, at the end of 5 years, their life remains the same. Their life remains the same. Somebody asked me that where will my life be in 5 years from now? And I will tell you, the only way your life can change is when you change. So you have to change, because if you don't change, if you think that you just have to take signal, press buy and sell, and then you are going to be a trader, then you are still deceiving yourself. That is self-deceit. You have to commit yourself to learning. You have to commit yourself to reading every single day. Be aggressive with this business. Be aggressive with your self-development. Once you become aggressive, you see your life will change. It might not be immediately. Let me tell you the truth. It might not be immediately, but if you don't give up, I think some people will sign up for this program and you will not see them in class for one day. Why? Because of lack of this. They are not committed. And they'll say, Forex don't work. I signed up for that class, but I've not seen any result. What kind of business is this? You are not making it work. If you want to make it work, commit yourself to learning, commit yourself to these classes, commit yourself to the books. If your goals are not if people are not seeing you crazy, as you are pursuing your goals, then your goals are not even strong enough. And I believe you have a reason, you have a why. If you have a good why, because your reasons will make you do whatever it takes. Tell yourself, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get this skill done, to get this knowledge done, to get my finances back, to become great in life. Whatever it takes, have that kind of determination. It's either I do or die. Simple. Once a man say, I will do it or die, nothing can stop you. No devil, no witchcraft, because the witchcraft you have is yourself. Tell yourself, I will do or die. Either I swim or sink inside the river. And I tell you the truth, you can always swim. You will not sink because of your mindset. Have this mindset of greatness in you all the time. Project yourself, see yourself becoming one of the richest men on earth a few years from now. So guys, I want to wish you a happy Merry Christmas. I want to wish you all the best. And I pray that God will give you the wisdom, the knowledge, the strength to study and to become great. Teach these skills to your children. Don't just read and say, be reading to yourself. Teach your children how to read books. Buy books. You should have a good library in your house. Have a library. If you come to my house, you'll see books everywhere. My children, they read every day. You have to read. Buy books. Have a good library in your house and teach this habit to your children. I wish my father knew this thing before. I would have become one of the richest men at 20. My desire for my children, my first daughter, I told her, at 20, you should become a millionaire in dollars. That's what I told my daughter. She's 9. I'm preparing her for that. So prepare such for your children, not just yourself, for your brothers and your sisters. Teach them the habit of study. Because if you want to become successful, you have to study success. All right, guys. I wish you good luck and I wish you Merry Xmas and prosperous New Year's. If there is any trade setup, we'll always it will always be posted, but I don't think trade will be coming up as much as we have been doing. So, bye bye, guys. Thank you.